Brand new dawn for Formula One. It's the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go.
That side a lot. Thank you. Be Not for me.
God, was it pace just come from draft? So they're burning.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for bro. That's that happened.
Oh my word! That was so close.
You're so sorry to look at. My bad. I was looking at the map while it was there because I had the same thing.
No, he had it at the start. Like, I had to like.
I had it going into the last time.
Rewind.
Oh no! Oh, Billow! You get used to it. You really do. I used to have that, but I'm too lazy to put it on. I should at some point though.
I've never had it because I'm too lazy to put it on. But
I don't
no,
have a map on.
The thing is, in the middle of my screen, I have my wheel. Like, my wheel rim is like exactly where my halo is. So I can't have anything like in the middle, because I won't see it.
Nice.
Right.
That's why I also can't really see red arrows.
Do you see the red indicator? Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you see the indicator?
I don't.
You cross the fingers and the hopes, mate.
I just pay attention to my mirrors. And like, sometimes, you know, I see it.
What are
But
mirrors?
sometimes I don't.
Didn't see me coming, did you?
I still have to enable my rear view mirror, like the little thing at the top of the screen.
Your bot.
Get him out the league.
Is this?
Yeah, and all that stuff.
Another crazy start in a minute.
Hope so. That was really quick, I wasn't ready. My pad was not ready. I thought I had grip there.
Oh, fuck.
Well, okay.
Oh no!
Oh my god. I don't care, man.
You were sending it. I was waiting.
I was thinking inside the entire game. I was helping the drop the entire game. Oh my god. I don't care, man. And no, I was helping the inside the entire game. I was helping the drop.
I'm sideways. I'm reset. Get out of the way. Go to the right.
Oh,
fuck. My bad.
He killed me though. And he killed me maybe. I can't move, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I was trying to get out of the way and it just reset straight on the line.
yeah. I mean, I'll be mad for him, but okay, Brady. I didn't hear you! I did not hear you there. Oh, what's attack then this time? No, he just spammed, and then I had to dodge him.
That's who DNS around. DNS.
Safety car.
I recovered. Oh, he's big.
Alright. 20 laps to go here. Are you ready? Oh, we have a bunch of jump starts and the 5 lights are out and chaos is already ensued as several cars in the middle of the field have got drive-through penalties for jump starts as coach has retired from the session. I'm not sure what happened there exactly. Guardian got a terrible start, unfortunately, as well, and is now down at a P4, and I gotta turn all this stuff on again.
Right, let me take control of the car. I've lost all spectator menus. Tom, I break myself. I'm on your inside.
Alright. Oh! Brady getting doing a little pirouette through Rascast there. That's gonna make life difficult as Dirk has come into the pits now. As Raptor has had a 3-second penalty for track limits. Warnings, too wide into Sandovat. Brady desperately trying to hold on to this position with probably slightly too hot tires, and Tom taking away the position saying, no, this is my corner now. Not much, unfortunately, Brady could do in that situation. That is the other Alfa Romeo of Space Ghost slowing Timolele down on purpose. That was brilliant. That was a brilliant bit of teamwork as Space Ghost has now, unfortunately, sacrificed a bunch of positions in doing so, I think.
Well, I've still got wing damage.
Doesn't matter.
One of my friends is sending a 1060.
Walrus is dead.
I'm gonna buy.
who's ready to go again.
The jump shot again.
And the 5 lights are out, and we're off at the Circuit do Algarve in Portugal. Milo and Tom getting a good start here. Buck 57 and Deploy trading places already. And Guardian and Coach having it out too, as we have a yellow flag in Sector 1, and that is Guardian getting tagged by the look of it. Guardian and Grimsy possibly coming together. Grimsy, by the way, starting on the soft tires, but that strategy has been ruined already by first lap contact, unfortunately. We're gonna throw it down the order a little bit. Oh, so they're going 3 wide. Is Tagmata get time? Oh, there's a bunch of stuff happening here. Tagmata getting a 3-second penalty for corner cutting, and for good measure, getting punted up the back as well. I have no idea what happened there. I think somebody like parked it on the apex or something. Anyway, more yellow flags as Brady's retired from the session. How? How did that happen? Bloody hell. And we have a safety car. Guardian has a 5-second penalty for severe collision, and we have a safety car here on lap 1. Looks like the Daytona 500 in turn 5. It most certainly did. They were 3 wide. And that's pretty much a single line corner, so I'm impressed with their bravery, if not the execution in this case. Grimsy has overtaken Deploy. Now Grimsy moving up into PH.
I knew you wanted to finish the race, I just didn't want to risk it.
Deploy, by the way, has retaken that position. That was an excellent move. Grimsy looks like to be struggling, actually. Oh, I caught that. Giraffe being forced off the track by contact by the look of it. Grimsy is DNF, by the way. We have another safety car. We have another one. It's lap 5. This is the second safety car. We've done effectively... Yeah, we've done no full laps under green flag. We have another yellow flag. That's a goodness. Takata has now retired from the session. Now we have a third safety car. Oh dear. What happened? I don't know what happened. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna see where Takata ended up. that is unfortunate. That's an easy thing to do if your tires are too hot.
Okay, so I think we're up now. I think Discord actually was interfering. Let me know if the game audio is coming back in. Okay, good. Yeah, Discord was actually interfering with Streamlabs there. Sorry about that. My voice is hilarious. Why is that? Other than maybe just me swearing at my PC. Okay. It sounds like Looney Tunes. That's interesting. Okay.
Oh, Buck 57 still trying to claw his way back, but Buck 57, one of only 2 cars. As Mello launches one down the inside into turn 5, it makes it stick! Look at that.
And here we go. We have lights. I can't see how many. We have 4, 5. And it's lights out and away we go. And Raptor, does he get a good runaway? We can't tell because of the camera angle. He doesn't get a good runaway. He's going to be the first one into the corner. He has that space to make the corner without anyone side by side with him. Timbalele is taking that look. We have a few order changes. Too many to talk about. Milo's made his way up into P4. Tom has come down a few places. Stark making his way down and up the order. He's going in and out. Let's jump into the middle of the pack and see if we can't have a bit of a better view on the action in the middle. Things seem to be I don't want to say that, but up in the Mercedes touch. They hit each other in China, and they hit into, I think, an Alpine there. Both but that wasn't both Mercedes. That was a Mercedes, a car that looked like Mercedes hitting Avalanche. And oh, it's a dominoes effect. We have a yellow flag here in Sector 2. Not sure. That's Buck is retired from the session. Buck is on the ground, and Avalanche will get a penalty, 5-second penalty for severe collision, and it's going to be a full track yellow, a safety car before we've even gone into Sector 3. Buck 20 is out of the race. Avalanche has no front wing and a 5-second time penalty, which he, I believe he will be able to serve under safety car. And Avalanche gets... Well, Avalanche will not be serving the drive-through during the safety car. So he will still, regardless, he will be at the back of the grid, but those penalties will do him no favors. Grimsey is making a very nice run here on Sam. Is he going to try and make a move into turn 1? It would be a very risky move if he made it. Oh, and he's bumped, he's hit the rear end of him, he's pushing him through the corner. They're side by side going through the hairpin. Oh, who's going to have the better angle on exit? They're still side by side, I believe. Oh, does he have the corner? I think Grimsey takes the position. Great move there by Red Bull. I didn't think he was going to be able to make it. Oh, Zeus is going to take a look here onto the inside of Big Sam, and he's going to take the inside of Big Sam. Nice move there on the pass. The buffer might be too much to overcome. Too much, but oh, that's enough. He spun around. That is a big giraffe spin into the gravel on the exit of turn 13. He's back on track. The good lad. Hopefully no damage, and he'll get on board there through the corner. And that is, oh, that's Walrus DNFing. It's another full safety car. Oh, that's a Walrus in the barrier. That's a Walrus without a wing. A Walrus without his tusks. Great time there on Wilco. And he's going to get past them, is he? Oh, they're trying to outbreak each other. This is a great camera angle, Cody's. And Tom, yes. Oh, but they're still side by side. Oh, they're going to go through the final corner. They are still side by side with DRS to be enabled. Oh, and Wilco, I think, has succeeded the position, but Milo is going to take advantage of their fighting and is also going to try and take Wilco. And Wilco has lost 2 positions in as many corners. But I think Raptor got a very good exit there, and look. Yeah, he has the overtake on. He will have the DRS. Buck in front of him has no overtake. The red light is flashing. He's gonna try and make the move. Oh, will he outbreak him? Oh, he will. Oh, and no, but they touch. They're touching. They're in the gravel. But Buck keeps going. But Raptor is losing those positions. Avalanche is going to try and tackle Buck now himself. I think Buck might have a bit of damage there from the contact to let Avalanche into the fight. There, overtake. Yep, only 6% of overtake left. And he's using it to try and get away from Giraffe. Here as he's in the DRS zone. Giraffe on the inside. Oh, and they touch the 2-spin, they touch wheels. They're facing the wrong way. And Big Sam. And oh, bit of a unsafe spin there.
Right, but normally it says on.
That's the goat. This is where the fun begins.
Ready to go.
I burned my just for you guys.
Thank you.
Legal overtake.
Oh shit.
Sorry, Avalanche, I spam. I spam.
No, it's not your fault. It's the fucking game. How is that an illegal overtake? I went past the green fucking flag.
Oh my god, be careful, Sam. Oh no, it's Sam, it's Zeus.
I should have hit.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Yep, this is evidently very interesting. The drive is just slowing us so far down.
Whoa, I got bumped.
Oh, I'm out.
Cheers for that.
First few seasons.
That was crossing.
Oh my god.
Okay,
it's
Timmy's
like
got
rain.
Very wet.
Oh, wow.
Oh Jesus.
How much is one of those boxes? Those cubes? 10 minutes or 5?
5 minutes.
5.
Oh my god.
5 minutes.
It's raining.
So we
I'm going to start on fucking inters. Fuck you guys.
23 laps of rain.
How much are you underfueled by?
23 laps of fuel. Let's go.
I would underfuel by a fair bit if it's going to be wet.
Actually going to go for 23.6 laps of fuel just to see. Why not? Doesn't stand out.
Oh, it started raining already.
Oh my god.
Oh, did we change tyres? Oh no, we stay on these tyres.
Can we not do it? Can we not do a hungry 2021 where you all just
Oh my
pit
god.
out?
Oh shit.
I was doing rain already. And now I'd have been fucking laughing.
Well, now Tim's even more in
Well, I wouldn't let. I was trying to start it.
It's
Milo, jump in. Jump in, Milo.
Oh my god.
It's all down to you.
He's going to try to reverse into the pits.
Yeah, me, I'm last.
Yeah, so he'll just turn around.
If none of us start the race,
Oh my god.
Oh, Timmy, no.
It looks dry again now.
No.
No, don't do that.
Oh god.
I'm confused.
This is not a good start.
Sit down, Tom, at pit lane speed.
Oh my god, I don't stop.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I don't stop. Oh my god, sorry.
We'll just kill them.
Oh no.
Now disabled DRS.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
what do I do? Oh my god, what do I do? Guys, what do I do? Right now, definitely.
No hard no balls is what we're going to call it.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Whoa! Me? I had to get past the wall. That's like
I'm so sad. Oh my god. What? What's going on?
Wilco has just torpedoed everybody.
I torpedoed people.
Oh my god.
Stopping this lap.
I'm never gonna finish it.
I can't believe I missed that as well.
Frimsy's first.
Oh my god. I thought you were streaming and that you caught that.
I caught some of it. I just saw a rogue AlphaTauri.
Oh shit. Oh no, man. Fuck's sake.
Oh my god, I'm missing everything. This is unbelievable.
It's not Battle Royale. It's not F1 racing.
How many people are left in this fucking race?
7.
Come on, let's go. Easy points for you.
Their mediums all up and down the grid, I should say. So looks like everybody on a similar strategy as others, and so we will sit and wait then for the lights to start coming on, and then they will go out. So we have got those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Lights out, and it's go, go, go in the opening part of this evening's action, and it looks like a decent enough start from the Ferrari at the front of the field there, but it looks like they might have pressure from the Haas behind. They do indeed. Brady manages to get all the way past. Wilco has lost places off at the start too, and there's a car around in the background as well. Yep, you're absolutely right there. We will try and pick up who that is and what is going on further back there in a moment or two's time. We've got Avalanche now making a move up by Larnold there, getting that Mercedes up into P2 off at the start, and now then it means they're going to tear down towards the Brooklyn section with all these cars all line astern. Now most cars having survived that initial opening few corners, but Grimsey and Buck 57 all the way down at the back of the order as they race up towards the last few corners on this circuit. Then of course an old RAF field was Silverstone back in the days, back in the war, and from the air the runways can still be seen, of course. Now not going to be able to attack Wilco here down into the final corner, but they might be attacked by Tom. It's all going to come down to what the Ferrari can do here in these last few corners, but it looks as though through the right-hander Tagmata has done enough, but they haven't done quite enough, because from torpedo to hero, Wilco comes round the final turn and wins the sprint race here in Silverstone. We've got then our drivers getting ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Lights out, and it's go, 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 and it looks like a good start from Wilco at the head of the order there. Good start for Tagmata as well, but a brilliant start from Milo in the McLaren. The McLaren gets the way up from P4 on the grid up into P2 rather, and now then they're going to go side by side with the Mercedes down into the first section, into the loop. They take the long way around, then come back over to the racing line and defend it well, covering off any fights from Tag Marta. Dirk has fallen down the order a bit, so has Tom. Timalele jumps up now, and is side by side the championship rivals going together through onto this straight here, down in towards the Brooklyn section. And now then, as we see them go side by side, it is going to be outside for Timalele first, then it will be the inside. And now then, how are they going to fare here? Side by side, we saw earlier on the Ferrari just getting a bit out of sorts, and that's what allowed Tag Marta through in the sprints there in that part of the circuit. But as we go then onto the old start finish straight here at Silson, they're still side by side. Down in towards Cops Corner they go. It's very hard racing between these guys here, and a difference of tyre compound as well. Timalele, the only driver on the field aside from Magico down at the back on the hards, and that difference in grip has finally allowed Tom to pull back in front of the Aston Martin driver.
Are you okay? That was a big one.
Gets us going once more through the last few corners. It looks like they've gone, and they have taken Milo with them. No napping this time being had up and down the field. Everyone's still within a second of one another as we get racing once more. Jamie Tarquin, in fact, has caught Timalele napping potentially, but in the opposite sense. They go up the inside and towards turn number 1. And will they do it? Yes, they do! Brilliant move from the Alfa Romeo driver. Up the inside in turn 1, round the outside in turn number 2. Making good use of those medium tyres versus the hards on a championship leader, and they are now up to P5.
On the map, but he must have had some...
Oh, and contact! Sorry to speak over you there, Squids, but straight into the back of Start there goes Zeus. And that then sends them into a bit of a half spin at the final couple of corners on the circuit. Well, I very much doubt it will. So it'll be a race here out the pits between these two, and meanwhile Tag Marta and Jamie Tarquin, they are coming around turn 1 now. As these cars are coming out the pits, that is Magico ahead of them. Tag Marta now side by side with Tom here, and so it has worked for Tag Marta in terms of being able to maintain and defend their position, but they haven't been able to undercut Milo, and there's now a car that sits between the two of them as Milo is trying to get temperature into their tyres as they're trying to get that performance back here. And will Magico end up trying to go for a move here on the McLaren, or will they instead just tuck in behind? Looks like they're tucking in behind, which inadvertently means that they are defending Milo from the attack of Tag Marta, allowing Milo that time to get those tyres up to temperature. Tarquin did, so it could be those two might come to blows in a moment or two. No, not into this corner this time, they won't, and you can see that flashing red light on the back of the Mercedes, so already back down to less than 10% battery, and now to the outside goes Jamie Tarquin. We get the worst angle in the world for it, but as we come through the last couple of corners, it was a side-by-side move round the outside, headed into the chicane, now up the inside through the final turn. They're just a nose ahead of the Mercedes at the moment as they go in towards turn number 1. Will the Mercedes hang around the outside? They're certainly giving the racing room to do so, and now, as it turns to the inside for the next corner, they manage to get ahead. Jamie Tarquin up into effective P2 in this race, and ahead of the Mercedes of Tag Marta. Brilliant stuff from them in Silverstone as a result, otherwise you'd end up cutting the corner there. And now, speaking of cutting underneath goes Jamie Tarquin. Brilliant bit of traction there. Brilliant move there, but it's not over just yet. Milo now is going to be on the attack, trying to get that McLaren back past. Will they have DRS? No, DRS is instead in the hands of Jamie Tarquin, but they do have ERS. They're going to be able to use that overtake button, but it doesn't really work for them this time, and without DRS themselves, they're vulnerable to Tag Marta. They've gone from effective race leader to effective P3 in just a few corners. That is not what Milo would have wanted at all, and Jamie Tarquin now starts to rocket away from this pair.
Up and get up to speed before Milo could even finish the turn, and he is rattling away in the net P1 position.
Whoa! Tag Marta round! Tag Marta is round. I don't know whether that was contact or whether that was just an auto spin curb on the exit of Stowe, but there we go then. That is not what you will have wanted to see if you are a Mercedes fan in the Blackout Racing Series. Deep into those tyres just behind, we can see then the Walrus versus Jamie Tarquin, and Jamie Tarquin gets it round the outside of the Aston Martin there, and that means Walrus's day goes from bad to worse, but Walrus tries it back up the inside. Doesn't work for them. They try it up the inside again, but it's not worked at all. It's allowed Milo to get closer and closer here, and given that there is that big offset in terms of their tyre performance, no, sorry, that's Zeus who's got the tyre performance difference there. I do apologise. That means then Milo now is going to have the opportunity to go all the way around the outside, down into Luffield. Will they make it work? Well, McLaren goes round the outside of the Aston Martin and does make it work. Brilliant move from Milo there. Rounding in outside in one part, up the inside in another, and then just effectively closing the door on the apex of the exit there. Walrus, meanwhile, is fighting hard with Milo. They're trying... Oh, and they try too hard. They spin round. They're now going to have to wait for all the field to go past them again. Look at that. Now the space is free for them to go before Larnold comes along. And dear oh dear, that's not how they would have wanted things to end at all. Jamie Tarquin now side by side down the Luffield Straight, and Wellington Straight I should say, and then up the inside into Luffield and Brooklands and all that sort of thing. I'm probably getting all these wrong, but who cares? They get the move done up into P2 in this one, alongside and past the hard shot. Would be what's happened there. Tom is very close to the back of Milo as they try and chase and follow Dirk through the S's here, and then Milo goes wide. This might set up Tom here for a good move to try and do as much damage limitation as they possibly can here, trying to recover positions, but no, Milo has gone for it, and that means now that Dirk is on the outside. They've lost 2 positions on the straight, and now they're going to try and hang around the outside of the Ferrari. It is side by side. Look at this here, the Ferrari is right there, but then on the racing line they're able to brake later, brake deeper, and now with the outside it turns to inside, but the Red Bull keeps on going. Through goes Dirk, and now they're able to get themselves round the final turn. And now down to turn 1, and we're going to do it all again here. Round the outside goes the Red Bull of Tom in the Ferrari, and this time they're able to make it stick. Not only that, but just behind Tom and Tagmata now going side by side as well. Stark and Buck as well, having a good tussle with one another. There's too much action, we don't know where to look here. And Tagmata's now going to have the better cut-in onto the Wellington Straight with the DRS as well. They should be able to mount a challenge here, unless, of course, Tom is using overtake. It looks like they might be doing that to stay ahead of the Mercedes. And now then it means that the Mercedes got to tuck in behind the Ferrari and keep things going. Yes, they did, and now then Dirk, hoping to counter-attack, ends up being attacked instead. It is them versus Tagmata through Stowe, but it looks like this time they may not have the legs like they did in the fight with the Ferrari previously, and so they relent and they give that position up to Tagmata. So it's now 4, 5, 6 for the group that was 1, 2, 3 earlier on. In just a few minutes' time, once this one is done.
Yep, and it's interesting the penalties, how they're going to shake out at the end of the race.
Whoa! Really wide in contact! Enormous crash there! Tagmata goes too wide on the curbs. They light up the rear wheels and then spin back off into the circuit and hit Tom. It goes from bad to worse for the Ferrari driver. And Tagmata, I have a funny feeling, is going to get a reprimand of some description for that. They're going to get passed, I think, by Big Sam here. The Williams with a front wing is still going to be quicker than a Mercedes without one, I would imagine.
By DNFs from either side there, but good God.
Yeah, big one. One of those things you can sometimes just see in racing, but another thing you can sometimes see is a commanding performance at the front. Timalele comes across the line and wins the feature race in Silverstone, and they take P1 and extend their lead in the championship. On the clean side of the grid, because certainly for the pole sitter, you'll want to be pointed ever so slightly towards the apex of the right-handed kink that isn't technically turn 1, but turn 1 with the left-hander, of course. And now then, we've got our grid ready to go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Long hold, lights out, and away we go. And it's a good start from the second row. A very good start from Zeus, in fact. But Avalanche has been even better. Getting up into P2 then, bouncing across the curves, and now even threatening Timalele around the outside here. Great move from Avalanche, but now they are just tucking into P2. This might be all the way around the outside into turn number 4. Surely not. No, they're tucking back behind the Aston Martin and further back. It doesn't look like we've had any major dramas, although it does look as though we've got Milo down the drivers. Meanwhile, Zeus is now going from attacker to attacked, with Tom now looking to go around their outside. They managed to hold them off for the time being. Big snap of oversteer for Tom, who's now vulnerable to Tagmata behind, and then Wilco as well. Wilco having a fantastic start to jump up from around sort of P10, 11 up into this area that we've got right now. And then as they go around the hairpin, it looks as though it might be that Coach has the up and under on them here. And no, let's see whether or not things are kept a bit more clean and a bit more circumspect here now that they're fighting on the Circuit de Villeneuve. As it is, the Mercedes now goes round the outside of the Ferrari. The Ferrari trying to give them the squeeze, but it doesn't quite work. And Tagmata then up into P4, and now they'll get that second bite of the DRS cherry as they head down towards turns 1 and 2.
Oh my god, I'm about to miss this.
Yeah, that's me on both. Oh no, Sanderson already.
Oh, Brady again!
Has have anything to defend? Or will they simply have to succumb to the might of the Mercedes? To the inside goes the Mercedes, and I think we have our answer as up into the final chicane, up towards the Wall of Champions we go, and the move is done. But not only that, Tagmata is ahead of Tom, but for how much longer? Because the Mercedes and the Ferrari go side by side down towards turn number 1. They've got the Haas right in front of them, and now then hanging it all the way around the outside and in the inside in the next corner. Tagmata's just able to keep their nose ahead of the Ferrari.
Hit the wall.
Oh dear, it's all so close and it's all still kicking off. But I tell you what, for now, the Mercedes has managed to held it.
Chicane for a good 10 seconds at least.
Whoa!
So,
big old snap of oversteer there from Avalanche coming out of the World of Champions. I tell you what, that's what you would rather happen rather than completely losing the car altogether and smashing it against the wall. So, bit of a lucky escape, but they've lost 2 positions as a result. That AI car driving the Alpine. So that at least means that for Stark, they're going to try and now get away from the Alpine there and not be under too much pressure from behind. But it means they now have DRS, and Stark from P17 on the grid moves up into P6. This is sensational drive from the doctored Brit. I couldn't think of anything else yet. Now let's see then, will the Alpine have the legs on the McLaren here? And as they head into the hairpin then, it's all very even at the moment. Looks like they got a bit of a better line for an exit than the McLaren did. But the McLaren seems to have very good traction there, regardless. And so it's been able to get a good lead there, but the gap now down to about 0.3 of a second. DRS now as well, as they head down the back straight to the inside as they make the run up towards the final chicane, and up they go. And I think it could be that maybe for these mediums, let's take a look at Buck 20 then. They have, unlike the other Buck, gone for a new set of tyres at this stage. Gone for a set of hards to get them all the way to the end. That is Zeus all the way round. They drive past Zeus there, who's now parked on the racing line. Oh dear, that means that Coach and Space Ghost have got to avoid them.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk it because...
Because
Coach... warning from that corner.
What? Why'd you stop?
Oh my god.
Sake, man.
Sorry, that's completely
It's going to want to take away some of the shine there from them. They're going to come out now onto the main start-finish straight, and I feel that it's only a matter of time before the Alfa Romeo moves to the outside and then into the inside of turn number 1, up the inside, and they get that move done. Late on the brakes, car 53 just manages to get themselves ahead, and Wilco then a little bit of a love tap into the back of Stark there, but nothing too major. On the way down towards the hairpin, it does look as though the Mercedes may just have the legs on the AlphaTauri. Deep into the hairpin goes Wilco there, and that might leave the door open for Tom here. Will they have the DRS, the AlphaTauri? We'll find out in just a moment. And then, yeah, they do have the DRS, but they also have a very fast charging Ferrari going alongside them. Bit of a tap of wheels there between them as well. Then into the chicane, and unfortunately Wilco is now off the podium.
I'm very sad about that. Wilco's had a fantastic race.
Whoa! Something has happened there. Tagmata gets a big lag spike or something. They've received a 3-second time penalty as a result of that, and lost the position to Tom to add insult to injury. Ahead of them, Big Sam's got tyres that are 3 laps older as well. So keep an eye on this one on the timing tower, and maybe, just maybe, we'll see a move from Ghost, possibly even on this DRS straight. Here, let's see then. They go to the inside, and Space Ghost manages to get themselves past up into P12 points. Definitely on the table for them. I mean, everybody who finishes at this point, because of the fact that the top 15 will get the points here today, due to the scoring system here in the Blackout League.
It's 5 tenths, 6 tenths now.
Oh, I tell you what, it's getting closer. Buck is now within 3 seconds of Tagmata, so if Buck is able to get that bit closer to the Mercedes and drag Wilco along with them, then we could be seeing Wilco win this one.
Also, it's going to be a game of maths by the end of it. We won't know who's going to win until they're across the line.
Absolutely. It's now Wilco within 3 seconds. Wilco is within 3 seconds. This could end up happening. It's a bit of a slide out of the hairpin, though. And with Timalele so close, and with the DRS and with the soft tyres, it might all become curtains by the end of this one. But up at the front of the field, while they might not get the win here today, they finish first on the road from 17th on the grid. Stark takes the win initially. Then Tom overtakes them. But where does Wilco finish? They've got Timalele right behind them. Are they going to stay ahead? Who is it going to be? Photo finish at the line. Wilco manages to hold on for P4, but it is not the win here today. Look at that there. Stark ends up losing out by only 0.7 of a second to Tom, and still gets P2. They managed to gap Tagmata enough to get the place from them, but Wilco was 0.07 of a second away. Timalele 0.04 off of Wilco, so a real photo finish there. And then we have Dirk, Buck 57, Buck 20, Zeus, Coach, Brady, Space Ghost, Big Sam, and Magico.